Rebecca.
I'm Abby.
I'm Alfie.
I'm Lewis. I'm Lewis. I'm Lewis.
I'm Clara.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Abby.
I'm Alfie.
I'm Lewis.
I'm Clara.
This is Viva Week
2.
I'm Lewis.
Question number 1. What skills have you explored in your work experience session so far?
We refined the dances, so we learned how to clean the dance and polish the dance for the performance so that it makes it aesthetically pleasing for the audience, and so it helps to portray what we're trying to get across to the audience.
Yeah. Us actors did quite a lot of dancing that we didn't think we'd do at the beginning, but we did, yeah. So we improved our skills physically as well as vocally and mentally, yeah.
We were also challenged because as actors, yes, it can be physically demanding at times, but with dance, it's so different. So it was different to have a different view on it, if that makes sense, like a different perspective. Yeah.
Have you developed any Have you developed any skills or knowledge in your work experience session so far?
The skills I have acquired are learning to dance on a chair, because I hurt my foot, so I had to adapt the dance movements so that I was sitting on a chair and not moving my legs and just using my arms to portray the story. And this made, so I needed to use my face more to portray what the actor was saying. So the monologue the actor was saying, I had to try to portray that to the audience while sitting on a chair and dancing.
Skills.
We refine as actors because dance is new to us. So dancing to a beat, or not a beat, but a count, is it's easy to do, but at that fast pace that we did it, it was
quite challenging.
Yeah.
Although I feel like once we all got the hang of it, I think we all did it really, really well.
Yeah.
And it was all very in time, very together.
I'm Lewis.
And I think it was good to do that.
And storytelling was interesting as well because we know how to tell a story, but the intention behind it and you creating your own kind of story and then reading it out, it's quite hard because normally you're given something that someone else has written and it's easy to go in depth with that character because they've gone in depth with that character for so long. Yeah. But we were given 20 minutes, so I don't really know my character as well as a director who's been working on something for years. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's quite good.
What was this skills?
Also for skills, we had to as we said, write our own script 20 minutes before. But I also think it was good because it challenged our time management. So we had to do something fast, and for example, when we go into industry, there'll be times where you have to learn things really, really quickly. Yeah. So I think that was actually very useful because it taught us to do things quick, but also professionally.
It was a good test for us all.
Yeah. Also, another thing was we had to dance to a monologue, and as a dancer, I've never done that before.
I'm Lewis.
So spoken word, I've never danced to spoken word before, so that was something that I've now learned how to do and how to listen to what the actor's saying to portray in our dance and the movements that would match the words that they're trying to say without being too literal. That's another skill.
Okay. What strengths have you identified as a performer in a new work environment?
Strength.
Under pressure, I'd say we worked really well.
Yeah, in that short period, what was it, 3.5 days altogether, we put on a really good show.
Yeah, we did really well.
Considering the time we had, I think we did pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it, your strengths? I
feel
feel my confidence was a strength because in a short space of time, literally, I got thrown in the deep and she was like, yeah, you're dancing on the chair now. So I literally
had to adapt within
30 seconds, wasn't it? Yeah. I literally had to make up the dance in 30 seconds to change it from standing and using all my leg movements to sitting on the chair and just changing the arm movements to make it to adapt it for someone who is.
And you did a very good job at that.
Yeah,
and then she was like,
you did a very good job at that.
So yeah, I was able to do that. I feel like that boosted my confidence a bit, knowing like I could deal with something that's just been thrown at me, and how I dealt with the situation that was thrown at me, and it actually turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, and strength as a whole was like confidence
Confidence,
as well.
definitely.
Yeah.
Everyone was
All
really
of the
confident.
actors were put on the spot, whether you were in a clump or, you know.
They
And
call
you,
it
and you had to
extra.
deal, and you had to deal with her changing things. I still
Mm.
need to be like change this, and you had to remember the changes.
And
And I think like all the actors and the dancers dealt with them changes, and literally, so they dealt with the changes straight away, and then they put it straight into the next performance that they were doing.
And it is quite challenging to remember because everything is pretty similar. So when it's like, oh, change this, tweak that, it's quite hard to remember it and then just do it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge, but I think we successfully did that. So,
Yeah.
I think everyone had a good amount of confidence on them that night, which I was,
Yeah, definitely.
like, especially people that have come, because I've performed here like 4 times in that theatre, but it is quite overwhelming compared to how my drama studio used to, because it was much smaller. But when we were all standing outside the room, we all was like so confident, and we were making so much noise, and just every 2 minutes, stop being so confident.
Because we're raring to go.
Yeah, we was all ready to go home as well as before.
Yeah.
Sad to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the next?
What the next cue?
Question.
Cue.
Question.
What skills would you like to improve during your upcoming work experience sessions? I mean, we don't have any more,
Yeah, we
but
finished
But if we were to do it again,
If we did it again, I guess, yeah.
it. Longer act, like speaking and acting roles, like actually put a scene together, because we were just like, would you call it narrating?
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
narrators.
We weren't, it wasn't like a conversation between friends or a scene where like something dark.
I felt
I
the
feel like-
actors were like filling the gaps.
Yeah,
Side-
yeah.
you
side-
filling
side-
the gaps.
Yeah.
Sideline.
yeah. Although, yeah, and like I guess we were given 20 minutes to do this, like write lines for ourselves, and I feel like obviously we didn't write that much, but I feel like if we were given something, I feel like that would have challenged us more. However,
Definitely.
the writing did challenge us, but it's like we would have preferred to have been given something because that would have like been
Yeah.
completely new and something that we step out of our comfort zone with. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like writing was completely new to me as well. Like I've never written my own stuff.
yeah.
I'd like to, if I was to do it again, I'd like to improve the technicality and how hard the dance was, because the dance that we done was very, very simple, and I feel like it didn't challenge the dancers like at all, and it was such basic choreography that anyone could have done it, even the actors could do it, and they have like
They
minimal
put
dance
effort.
experience, and so I feel like for the dancers, for like the dancer stuff, we should have, or they could do harder choreography to make it more challenging for us. Because once you do the same dance over and over again, it gets really, really boring.
And sometimes you mess it up.
And you literally mess it up because
You
you're
do
doing
it,
the
yeah.
same thing.
I think what it could, because we did it in sets, there was ones where it was like a few people, then it's like it got larger and we was doing the same set. So maybe each set we could have done something different.
So they could have had like maybe some floor work, because we didn't really like in the like the first lesson that we had with Kathy and Gareth. We done some floor work, and I thought, oh, maybe they'd add that in, because that was quite challenging for me as a dancer, because I've done floor work, but not as like hard as the floor work that they taught us. Yet that wasn't put into the piece, so I thought maybe they could have added some floor work. It's like when we made our own choreography, when they gave us some choreography and we had to do it, there wasn't very much like levels or anything. Like we didn't go to the floor, so I just thought maybe they could have added some floor work maybe, and that would help us to improve further.
Yeah. What do you hope to achieve from working with a practitioner in the industry?
Finding out what it's like to actually be in the industry and how hard it is, and like the actual reality, because we can be told stuff how it is, but they might be lying, like they're trying to like sugarcoat it for us, where we want to know like the nitty gritty of it, like how hard it actually is to be in industry.
A lot of sugarcoating does go on in this block, and you get there and you're like, well, hang on, this is not what they said.
Yeah, it's proper sugarcoated now, I think. But they were just telling us how it is, like it is going to be hard.
Like if you're 5 minutes late, bye.
Yeah, that's what they've done. If people are late, they're gone.
Yeah.
Kyle actually once, when we was doing Greece, he came in like 2 hours after the day they started on the show day, and they said if he was late the next day, like I was in on the show day, then you'll be kicked out of the show. But they couldn't do that. But they put these like boundaries up for no reason, just like to scare you.
Yeah.
But I thought
Also prepare you as well.
Put them through, like,
they are good at preparing you what it will be like, but I feel they shouldn't go back on their word because it just makes us have the feeling that that's what it's
That's what it's going to be
Yeah,
like.
it's
Yeah, so
like
they're giving us false things.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to say something, you've got to go through it because that's what's going to happen in the industry. If you're late, you're gone.
And don't lie to people.
So we just learn to hope discipline because that's something that is really,
because quite a few people were misbehaving and they ended up, some of them did get kicked out of the lesson, but then
Rightfully.
they did get brought back in, and I thought that's not going to happen in actual industry. Surely not, because if someone's misbehaving and not listening, then why would they be in the show? They don't need them in the show. They've got thousands of other people that have auditioned for the show, so why would they need that one person?
Yeah.
There's no point teaching us the industry and then lying about it. Put us in the industry. Put us in their boots.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to learn and discover, not just to be told, and it might not even be true.
Yeah.
Because it
However,
just messes.
a good thing that they did do is we sat in like a circle and basically we just fired questions at them and they answered them for us, which was quite useful because then we got like an inside view to like all of our questions that we
so
wanted
like the
to
drama
ask.
school,
Yeah.
so it's actually like to be in the industry, different types of people
Yeah.
that you'll come across, people who you should get to know.
And that everyone knows everyone in the industry.
And how you need to make friends in the industry so they can get you auditions.
Yeah.
Complete opposite to what we said here.
They weren't mean though, like at the same time they were really, really what's the word? Patient.
Patient.
They
but
were
harsh.
patient for
Very.
kind of bunch of choreographers. They were patient.
Yeah.
I just felt like the whole thing was a little bit slow paced. But it did
In
turn
the
out
end, it did teach
in the
you a
end
lot.
it did
And
turn
that's
out to
the
be
thing.
amazing.
In the end, it did turn out to be amazing, but I'll never forget. Like, it's like the first 3 days, I felt we spent doing nothing. Like, we was on the floor, but yeah, they could have given us and told us what we could
The
have
first
done.
day was quite a good day where they done the research. Like that made sense to
Yeah,
me.
the first
What
day.
like the invisibility stuff and how they were talking about like how would you feel if you were invisible. That made complete sense to me. But then the other following 2 days didn't make sense of why we were doing it because nothing got added from them 2 days into the performance. We could have made the performance 10 times better if we worked on them 2 days that we had. It would have been so much better. But it was still good. But it could have been better.
Like half an hour before the show, I was like, shit, that's not my line, crap. I was just swearing constantly because I kept forgetting my line. And I was wishing if we did have it even like a day earlier, I could have nailed that like that.
No, I understand.
They were still changing it an hour and a half before the actual show.
Yeah.
Like Kathy was tweaking minor little bits, which in the end it did prove to be good and helped us in the show to make it like great.
I'd like to, if I was to do it again, I'd like to improve the technicality and how hard the dance was, because the dance that we done was very, very simple, and I feel like it didn't challenge the dancers like at all. And it was such basic choreography that anyone could have done it, even the actors could do it, and they had like minimal dance experience. And so I feel like for the dancers, for like the dancer stuff, we should have, or they could do harder choreography to make it more challenging for us. Because once you do the same dance over and over again, it gets really, really boring.
And sometimes you mess it up.
And you literally mess it up because you're doing the same thing.
I think what it could, because we did it in sets. There was once where it was like a few people, then it's like it got larger and we was doing the same set. So maybe each set we could have done something different.
So they could have had like maybe some floor work, because we didn't really like in the first lesson that we had with Kathy and Gareth. We've done some floor work, and I thought, oh, maybe they'd add that in, because that was quite challenging for me as a dancer, because I've done floor work, but not as like hard as the floor work that they taught us. Yet that wasn't put into the piece, so I thought maybe they could have added some floor work. It's like when we made our own choreography, when they gave us some choreography and we had to do it, there wasn't very much like levels or anything. Like we didn't go to the floor, so I just thought maybe they could have added some floor work maybe, and that would help us to improve further.
Yeah. What do you hope to achieve from working with a practitioner in the industry?
Finding out what it's like to actually be in the industry and how hard it is, and like the actual reality, because we can be told stuff how it is, but they might be they're trying to like sugarcoat it for us, where we want to know like the nitty gritty of it, like how hard it actually is to be in industry.
A lot of sugarcoating does go on in this block, and you get there and you're like, well, hang on, this not what they said.
Yeah, it's proper sugarcoated now, I think. But they were just telling us how it is. Like, it is going to be hard.
Like, if you're 5 minutes late, bye.
Yeah, that's what they've done. If people are late, they're gone.
Yeah.
Kyle actually once, when we was doing Greece, he came in like 2 hours after the day started on the show day, and they said if he was late the next day, like I was in on the show day, then you'll be kicked out of the show. But they couldn't do that. But they put these like boundaries up for no reason, just like to scare you.
Yeah.
But I
But also
thought
prepare you as well.
Put them through, like,
they are good with preparing you what it will be like, but I feel they shouldn't go back on their word because it just makes us have the feeling that that's what it's
That's what it's going to be
Yeah,
like.
it's
Yeah,
like
so
leading
they're
you
giving
to-
us false things.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to say something, you've got to go through with it because that's what's going to happen in the industry. If you're late, you're gone.
And don't lie to people.
So we just learned to hope discipline because that's something that is.
Well, yeah, because quite a few people were misbehaving and they ended up. Some of them did get kicked out of the lesson, but then
Rightfully.
they did get brought back in, and I thought that's not going to happen in actual industry. Surely not, because
If you did that.
if someone's misbehaving and not listening, then why would they be in the show? They don't need them in the show. They've got thousands of other people that have auditioned for the show, so why would they need that one person?
Yeah.
There's no point teaching us the industry and then lying about it. Put us in the industry. Put us in their boots.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to learn and discover, not just to be told, and it might not even be true.
Yeah.
So
However,
it just messes.
a good thing that they did do is we sat in like a circle and basically we just fired questions at them and they answered them for us, which was quite useful because then we got like an inside view to like all of our questions that
Oh
we
yeah, so
wanted
like
to
the drama
ask.
school,
Yeah.
so it's actually like to be in the industry,
Yeah.
all different types of people
Yeah.
you'll come across, people who you should get to know,
And that everyone knows everyone in the industry.
and how you need to make friends in the industry so they can get you auditions.
Yeah.
Complete opposite to what we said.
They weren't mean though. Like at the same time, they were really, really what's the word? Patient.
Patient.
They
but
were
harsh.
patient for
Very.
kind of choreographers. They were patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just felt like the whole thing was a little bit slow paced, but it did
In
turn
the
out.
end, it did teach
In the
you a
end,
lot.
it did
And
turn
that's
out to
the
be
thing.
amazing.
In the end, it did turn out to be amazing, but I'll never forget. Like, it's like the first 3 days. I felt we spent doing nothing. Like, we was on the floor, but yeah, they could have given us and told
Maybe
us what we
the
could have
first
done.
day was quite a good day where they done the research. Like that made sense.
Yeah,
To
the
me.
first
What
day.
like the invisibility stuff and how they were talking about like how would you feel if you're invisible. That made complete sense to me. But then the other following 2 days didn't make sense of why we were doing it because nothing got added from them 2 days into the performance. We could have made the performance 10 times better
Yeah.
if we worked on that them 2 days that we had.
Definitely.
It would have been so much better. But it was still good. But it could have been better.
Like half an hour before the show, I was like, shit, that's not my line. Crap.
Mm-hmm.
I was just swearing constantly because I kept forgetting my line. And so if we did have it even like a day earlier, I could have nailed that like that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I understand.
They were still changing it an hour and a half before the actual show.
Yeah.
Like Kathy was tweaking minor little bits, which in the end it did prove to be good and it helped us in the show to make it like great. But you need to like set it in stone more. We need to get it done sooner so we can just
Yeah, but that's not how it is.
rehearse.
They
That's not how
tweak
it is
it.
in the
They will
industry.
literally tweak it. The dress rehearsal, like 10 minutes
Like
before
2
the show.
minutes before the
They'll
show.
be like, you're changing it. They'll literally do that for you, and that's how that's their industry experience. They know that they need to tweak this, and we're gonna have to deal with them tweaking it, and we're gonna just have to do it.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna have to try to remember as much as we possibly can.
Love a challenge.
Love a challenge.
Love a challenge.
You'd be good on Total Wipeout.
All those big red balloon things that everyone can't stand. Just go on one at a time.
I don't understand. They're like boing boing.
I'll be the new host.
Oh, on the punch thing, they go right for the thing that's got the.
Oh god.
And then they
I'll be
get
like
punches in the jungle and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Right, should we get back on track? So,
Well done.
are we complete?
That's all the
Viva!
Thanks for watching,
for you.
Viva by the voice.
This space. Viva Voce bye.
Viva Voce,
Viva
bye!
Voce bye.
Ah.
Wait, can we go Viva Voce, bye? Bye.
What's that?
Okay,
Just
3,
Viva
2,
Voce,
1.
Viva Voce, bye!